Hi, my name is Darius Movaghar. I'm the Senior Policy Advisor at European Family Businesses, shortened for EFB. EFB is a Brussels-based lobby, and we represent the interests of family companies in the European political arena. The European Union has for many years looked at the business world and trying to improve the environment for, in particular, small and medium-sized enterprises. And what we try and do in Brussels is ensure that the European Commission recognizes also that there is family businesses as a business entity. Family companies transcend sizes of companies. So what we try and do in Brussels is try to educate policymakers on the ownership aspect of companies. In general terms, what we do for family businesses in Brussels is that we focus on three main areas. We focus on taxation, business continuity, and recognition. Taxation in terms of the legal and fiscal environment for the transfer of business, so succession. So we ensure that there is sufficient information, that there's studies, that there's an analysis of the legal and tax treatment of transferring a company from one generation to the next. Ultimately, what we aim for in this field is to ensure that family companies are not at a disadvantage when they're transferred from one generation to the next, as can sometimes be the case in certain member states. In Poland, you have a relatively good treatment so far, but what needs to be done is ensure that there is a justification for the maintenance of these exemptions and these reliefs. Secondly, recognition. Family companies, we only know so much about family companies from private studies and research institutes. What we want is to ensure that the member states, the national governments, have robust data which is compiled by themselves by their national statistical offices. Well, the best country for family companies is it's a difficult question to answer because it's a matter of perspective. Some people might think, is because there's no inheritance tax or no transfer taxation? Is it because the education system is good, so they have access to skilled employees and skilled workers? It could also be about the infrastructure. Is it well developed or not? So it really is a matter of perspective. But in general, you can say that most European countries, in some way, recognize the role of family companies and make laws and regulations in favor of them. However, there seems to be a lack of, should we say, formal recognition of the business entity. Very often you have sort of indirect, exemptions, for instance, on transfer of business. But very rarely will you see in the actual, in the actual legal code, the word family business appear. So this is kind of one of these, we ask ourselves why that is the case. Most countries probably treat family businesses relatively well, but some better than others. And I would say what you have to do is maybe to look at where we find the most amount of family companies. So Germany is one of the countries where you find the most amount of family businesses who are doing well. That is crucial. And it's well developed. There is a recognition by society of the importance. There is a recognition by politicians of the importance. So that's also crucial as well. Not just about the actual business environment that they're operating, but also about the recognition of civil society. And in Germany, I think you have a good balance between those two. The situation in Poland, I must admit I know relatively little about because Poland seems to be only just awakening now. To the importance of the family business sector, which we obviously welcome and we think it's very important. Poland is one of the growing economies, it's one of Europe's success stories. And so we think it's obviously absolutely crucial that Polish family businesses start to enter into this whole European political debate because their influence and their knowledge will be crucial to the future of the European Union. Well, this is the first time that we've formally been invited and been involved in one of these events, and I'm extremely impressed by the level of attendance, the professional capabilities of the association, and we hope that we can formally have a partnership in the future because we think that this institution is doing a lot of great work and is definitely helping the family business community in setting up the network and the community which is necessary for a buoyant family business sector in Poland. There is obviously a limit to what we can do until there is a formal membership, but once that happens, and I'm sure that will happen very soon, family businesses simply have to call me or call the office. We are available to them, and we can assist them with most issues. The message that I would give to family businesses in Poland is there's a couple of very important things that family businesses have to recognize here. That they are a very strong sector, and they have to realize that family businesses, for them to survive, need work, and they need recognition. And so what's important for family businesses is to come together and to form alliances and to form organizations such as the one that we have here. It's crucial that they communicate with one another, and I think personally it's crucial that they start communicating to the wider society. I think it's absolutely crucial that they have a concerted effort to communicate with politicians and the general public. It's very important that their story is given, because there's always a tendency sometimes that this sector can be misreported or misrepresented in the wider public debate. And I think if family companies are serious in Poland about continuing for the long term, then they have to take some responsibility themselves and structure themselves in a way that they can survive for the long term. But then there's two sides to family businesses. There's the internal challenges and the external challenges. The internal challenges are the ones that family businesses can manage. The external challenges are sometimes not. But what the family businesses can do is organize themselves so they are aptly represented for the external challenges. And this is where we come in. This is where European family businesses will situate itself, outside of the internal family business challenges. The family business challenges, the family companies have to sort that, so they have to do that themselves with the help of external experts, with counselors and advisors and things like that. Once you get out of that sphere, in the external, this is where we come in. But family businesses also need to take responsibility and inform associations such as ours and their national governments about what the sector is doing, what are the challenges that they're facing, and what needs to happen to make sure that they survive for the long term. If you look at the statistics done by the KMU Forschung, the institute in Vienna, which was commissioned by the European Commission, they estimated that 65 to 80% all companies were family businesses. Now, if that's the case, then we're looking at the backbone of the European economy. And I truly believe that the family companies are the backbone of the European economy. And I think if you ask anyone who's informed in Poland about who are the drivers for growth in this country, they would probably tell you family businesses as well. So family businesses in Europe, and this is not a new phenomenon, this has been the case for many, many years, have been keeping jobs in Europe, have been supporting local communities, have been driving innovation. And for Europe to continue to grow and to hopefully get out of this crisis, which we seem to be finally getting out of now, we have to support these family businesses. And what we have to do now is support family businesses to go international, to trade inside the single market, to make sure that they take the opportunities of the single market, because Europe is still the biggest economy in the world if you take it as a combined. And then what we can do after that is make sure that family companies start trading with the Far East, with India, with Brazil and countries like that. Europe, with the support of family companies, should continue to prosper, but we need to make sure that there's a recognition of the sector.